February 1993. A 2-year-old boy disappears from a crowded shopping center in England. His mother turns around for just a moment. And in that single moment, her child is gone. 2 days later, his tiny body is found by a railway line. The world watches in horror. But the true shock hasn't even come yet. When police find the killers, they are not adults. They are not even teenagers. They're just 10 years old. This is the story of James Bulger. A murder that left a nation grieving. A case that still haunts people around the world. It was a normal Friday afternoon. February 12, 1993. Denise Bulger took her 2-year-old son James to the New Strand shopping center in Bootle, Liverpool. She just needed to run a few errands. James, like most toddlers, was energetic and curious. At one point, while Denise was distracted at a butcher's shop counter, James wandered away. But James didn't just get lost. He was taken. CCTV footage from that day would later reveal a chilling scene. 2 10-year-old boys, Jon Venables and Robert Thompson, are seen observing other children. They appear to be searching. Moments later, they approach James. In the footage, you can see them calmly leading him by the hand out of the mall. The boys walked James out of the mall. Over the next 2.5 hours, they led him on a nearly 2-mile journey across Liverpool. Along the way, they passed through crowded streets, crossed a canal, and even walked near a police station. Several people saw them. A few even stopped them to ask if the little boy was okay. But the 2 boys told people they were just taking their younger brother home. And that seemed believable enough. After all, they were just kids themselves. But James wasn't okay. He was crying. He had a bump on his forehead. He had already been hurt. Eventually, Jon and Robert led James to a secluded area by a railway line in Walton. What happened next is almost too disturbing to describe. The 2 boys began to torture James. They threw bricks and stones at him. They kicked him. They dropped a heavy iron bar onto his head. They even poured paint into his eyes. Some reports suggest they may have tried to make it look like an accident. Finally, they left him on the train tracks, hoping a train would hide what they had done. The scene they left behind was devastating. James's injuries were so severe that pathologists couldn't determine which blow had killed him. 2 days later, on February 14, 1993, James's body was discovered by a group of boys playing near the railway line. They ran to tell an adult. Soon, police arrived. What they found shocked even the most experienced officers. The discovery was broadcast across the UK, and people were horrified. How could anyone do such a thing to a 2-year-old? And who was responsible? At first, police had few leads. But then they found the CCTV footage from the shopping center. They saw the grainy clip of James being led away by 2 boys. It became the most important clue. Still images from the video were released to the public. News channels and newspapers published them everywhere. The country responded with outrage. Thousands of calls came in. People thought they recognized the boys. Finally, on February 18th, just 6 days after the abduction, police arrested Robert Thompson and Jon Venables. When questioned, the boys broke down and confessed. The trial began in November 1993. Jon and Robert were tried in an adult court, but they were so small they had to sit on raised chairs so they could see over the desks. The courtroom was filled with tension. The prosecution detailed the brutal injuries. The defense argued the boys didn't understand what they were doing. But in the end, both were found guilty of murder. They were sentenced to be detained, at Her Majesty's pleasure, meaning an indefinite sentence. At just 10 years old, they became the youngest convicted murderers in modern British history. The public was furious. Protests were held outside the court. Many demanded the death penalty even though the boys were children. The case sparked huge debates across the UK. How could children do something so cruel? Was it their upbringing? Was it violent movies? Was society to blame? The case also raised hard questions about how young is too young to understand right from wrong. In 2001, after serving 8 years, both Jon Venables and Robert Thompson were released. They were given new names and new identities. A legal order banned the press from ever revealing their new lives. The government said they had been rehabilitated. But many people disagreed. Over the years, Jon Venables would be arrested again for possessing disturbing materials. His new identity had to be changed multiple times. James Bulger was only 2 years old. He never got to grow up, to start school, to live a full life. His family has never stopped fighting for justice in his name. Today, the James Bulger Memorial Trust helps other children in his memory. His story changed how the UK deals with young offenders. It left a permanent scar on the nation. This story is more than just a crime. It's about a child who deserved safety, a family that deserves peace, and a country that still asks how such a tragedy could happen. If this story touched you, please like and subscribe to our channel. We cover true crime stories that matter. What do you think justice really looks like in this case? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. And may James Bulger never be forgotten.